Hello CLAT aspirants, welcome to another video in Strategize with Get.Set.Law, and in today's session we'll be discussing top 5 tricks to score 30 plus in GK and current affairs. As we all know, GK and current affairs play a very important role in the CLAT studies. So without any further ado, let's begin with our session. So the first trick is read newspaper on daily basis. What do I mean when I'm trying to say reading newspaper on daily basis? It helps us to stay updated, staying updated with the current affairs, with the current legal issues, as well as what is happening in and around the world. Nextly, make it a point that you are developing a habit. So probably over a cup of coffee on your daily routine, make sure that you're reading newspaper. And lastly, choosing the good content, choosing a good newspaper that will help you to give relevant information. The second trick is subscribing to a monthly magazine. We at IMS have a routine habit of providing our students with weekly or probably monthly current affairs. So in case if you have not subscribed to any of our such programs, make sure that you visit to the nearest center at the earliest and get information about it. So coming back to this about subscribing to monthly magazine, what do we mean by this? It helps us in giving a specialized content, a crisp and clear content about what is happening in the last month, as well as it will help us to stay ahead of the competition for our upcoming exams. So the next trick is about memory techniques and mind maps. Now, what do I mean? With this, I will actually give you 3 various methods via which you can actually remember the content that you will be preparing for the coming days of your exam. The first is memory palace. Memory palace or the mnemonic technique, it actually helps us in memory retention as well as recalling all the content. So basically, this method helps us in understanding the content via images or visuals and remembering them in the simplest possible manner. The next is the Feynman's technique. The Feynman's technique or the very famous technique is basically divided into 4 steps. The first is choosing the content that you have to actually study about. The next is explain it to yourself or probably to one of your friends or somebody in your family. Explain that in the easiest possible manner. The next is, in case you're stuck at any of the platforms, make sure that you go to the original content. And lastly, what you're supposed to do is remember it in the easiest manner and write it down. So when you write it, make sure that you're attaching certain analogies or probably some good logics to it. This will help you remember the methods. And the last is mind maps. Create the content in a manner where you are organizing it in a form of a chart, so that at the end of your revision, you'll be able to remember it very nicely. The fourth trick is effective note-making strategies. Always remember, memory has its own memory. So when I'm trying to say this, make sure that you're writing the content whatever you're remembering and see the magic in your results. Now, what do we mean by effective note-making? Basically, know what you're supposed to write. Write the content wherever and whatever is required. And when you're writing this content, make sure that you're writing it neatly. Writing neat shows clarity of the mind. And now that you're writing neatly, make sure that you mark all the important content via probably a highlighter or maybe some colorful pencils, and make sure that you attach some symbols to it so that at the end you can revise it very nicely. The fifth trick is consistent practice with quiz and mock test. Here at our Get.Set.Law, what we do is we have a weekly mock test strategy for all our students. Now this mock test strategy basically helps the student to understand the exam format. It gives them exam-like feeling. Nextly, it helps them to track their progress, to understand wherever they are going wrong. And lastly, this will help them in time management. So make sure that you are applying yourself for certain of these mock tests or probably of some of the quizzes. Now that we have completed 5 tricks, I want to give some bonus tips and tricks for the last minute revision. Now what do I mean by this? There are 2 tips and 2 tricks that I want to give you all. What are these 2 tips and tricks? First is revision checklist. So when you're developing content via maps or via maybe the memory palette or memory palace, make sure that you can read all of that at the last minute so that it will help you revise all the important topics and content. And it will help us in focusing on the recent news or recent events. And lastly, the flashcard method. The flashcards will actually help us in remembering the key terms and definitions for a quick revision, and then you can go for your exams. Coming to the last part of our today's session, what I want to tell you is, on the 1st of October 2023, we have our final round of CLAT Challenges series of 2024. This round, if you all have not registered till now, I would request you to register it at the earliest. This is open for not only students of IMS, but everybody who's aspiring or who's planning to enroll themselves for the coming CLAT 24 examination. In case you rank first, you get an opportunity to win a cash prize of Rs 15,000. And if you are one of them who have applied and registered in the earlier series and have won cash prizes of 15,000 each, you have an opportunity to cumulatively win Rs 50,000. Lastly, we have one more exciting offer for all of you CLAT aspirants. That is, in case you rank in the top 10 of the coming CLAT 2024, you get an opportunity to win exciting prizes worth Rs 8 lakh. So, make sure that you're not losing on this opportunity and register at our nearest center or probably on our website at the earliest. See you all in the next session. Till then, thank you and bye-bye.